booktube video where I talk about books. I like to talk about books. I like to read books. I like to listen to books. People say, oh, Netflix and chill, for 2-hour movies. No, I'm like 12-hour audiobook or nothing, I have a Facebook page dedicated to my book reviews, which is called BookTube Pennsylvania on Facebook, okay? The first book, I'm just going to talk about a bunch of them today. Dante's Inferno. Inferno is probably the Dante's rendition of hell. We don't know if it's true. The Gospel according to Dante, however, says the first realm of hell is the unbaptized, virtuous pagans. The second is the lustful. The third is the gluttons, just too much, won't share. The fourth is the hoarders. The fifth is the wrathful. 6 is the heretics. The 7th realm of hell is the suicides who, according to Dante, turn into thorny trees which are ripped apart by harpies. The 8th realm is the hypocrites who are forced to wear cloaks of lead. And the 9th realm of hell is the pit. It's where are the betrayers. Okay. An author that I discovered when I was reading the American History book. American History refers me to some American authors, and this one was Walt Whitman, and wow. Okay. The book that I read, I'm not even sure I'm done with it yet. I don't think so. It's called The Half-Breed, A Tale of the Western Frontier. Okay. This story portrayed big people versus small people. It said that some people are in the power of the lawless ones. It said the Great Spirit lives in the woods. It said there was red people and white people. It said the white people have 1,000 remedies for 1,000 conditions that the other people didn't know anything about. It said way back then, I guess justice was carried out swiftly. The guy told the other guy that we're going to be killing you tomorrow for the crime you committed yesterday. This book was published in 1846, and it centers around a Native American character called Arrowtip, who is wrongly accused of murder, and he faces some prejudices from the white settlers in a town called Warren. And some sort of a half-breed who was ostracized. Half-breed who experienced some ostracization. His name was Bodo. Okay. He was deformed. Okay. Anyway. Some of the shortest books are really the most powerful. I also read a book by my favorite French author, Guy de Maupassant. It was called Two Friends. It takes place in war-torn Paris during the Franco-Prussian War. Two friends run into each other. One was a watchmaker, the other one was a fisherman. They had a couple of shots of absinthe and decided to go fishing. It was a war zone, and they needed a password to get onto the water. So they went to the colonel, they got a password, and they were fishing. They had a great day. They caught a lot of fish, a lot of discourse. They said that the fools are killing each other. They said kings lead people into foreign wars. The Republic leads people into civil wars. The war was still going on in the background. The whole time these dudes are fishing, the earth was shaking and rumbling. Cannons were shooting off Mount Valerian. White smoke was going up. All the background of this fishing scene. So it was short. It was a short story. I loved it. Okay. They were talking about how their wives, daughters, and mothers are all suffering in the war. The war's taking turns, going round and round. They didn't think they were ever going to be free from the bullshit. Somehow the guy lost his fishing pole. They moved around. The enemy saw them, scooped them up, and demanded the password. They would not give up the password. They said, here, take all the fish. The enemy interrogated them separately. Neither of them would give the password up. They were called spies, pretending to be fishermen. The enemy shot both men, threw their dead bodies in the water, and cooked the men's fish. Okay, that was it's called Two Friends. Guy de Maupassant. Thomas Hardy, The Withered Arm. That was a short story that I would categorize as a twisted Victorian romance. Started out as a dairy farm with milkmaids. One of them was the new wife of the owner of the cows. And in the middle of the night, after a dream, she woke up with some kind of a bite mark and a bruise on her forearm, and she didn't know where it came from. At first, she was joking with her rich new husband, knocked her around, but he didn't, and he suggested it was a spectral assault from the dream. She went to the doctor. He gave her some bullshit advice. Soak it. Didn't work. So she went to an exorcist or a spiritualist who said it was a blight and not a wound. He told her there's no medicine and that it was from her enemies, like witchcraft. He told her the only way to get rid of it is to put her arm on the neck of a corpse that just died and it was not cold yet. So she went to the jail to see when the next hanging was, and long story short, she put her arm on the corpse and then she died 3 days later. And I think the husband started dating the other milkmaid. That's a fucked up story. Thomas Hardy. The Withered Arm, okay? All right, I'm going to cut this here.